I'm fine. Yeah. You ready? All right. I'm here with Siggy, and I don't know your last name, Siggy.
Yeah, I have one. It's Skanke.
Skunke?
Yeah, it's a Norwegian last name, yeah. Soon I'll be Valevik Skanke. Both of them are very Norwegian.
So you're changing your name soon?
When I'll get married.
Okay. Very cool. Is that typical thing to do in Norway, or is you're just using the opportunity?
I guess it's more typical for women to change their names, but we both are changing.
You both decided on one name?
Yeah, I'll take one of hers and she take one of mine and
mix it.
Put them together, yeah.
I like that. Yeah, because it doesn't put the pressure on, one side of the relationship to change or anything like that.
Yeah.
You just pick something neutral. Yeah, we should change our name to something. we should do like something dark and mystical. No. Thanks for coming on the podcast. And
it's my pleasure.
Yeah, and it's been fun. I think I met you maybe a year ago or so.
Probably on the tribal tattoo
tour. Yeah. That was fun.
Yeah, absolutely.
Did you get tattooed during that time?
I didn't. I was too late on trying to get booked and stuff.
Who were you trying to get tattooed by? Whoever.
Yeah, some guy. Some tattooer from the States or something.
That was a fun thing to be a part of.
Yeah.
I wish I had planned ahead. I was thinking it would have been cool maybe to get like a little souvenir from Freddie Corbin.
Yeah.
But it was cool hanging out with Scott Sterling because we did that seminar together.
Yeah, absolutely.
I got a lot out of it.
Yeah.
Yeah. I got a machine as well.
Then you sure got a lot out of it.
You said you're originally from Norway.
Yes.
What brought you to Copenhagen?
I guess a little bit a girl back then, and I was looking for an apprenticeship for tattooing. And where I'm from in Norway is a small town in the south, so if I wanted to find a place, it was much better odds either to go to Oslo or to Copenhagen, and Copenhagen seemed more fun.
Yeah. For me, I mean, I move around quite a bit, and if something is very familiar to me, I want to run far away from it because I like, something somewhat different.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm very, very glad that I ended up here. I can't really remember like planning it or anything. I just ended up here, but because I also tried to get an apprenticeship in Moss, which is a very small place outside Oslo, and I was just looking for somewhere to start.
Yeah.
But I'm really glad that it ended up being Copenhagen.
Yeah. And you've been here how long now?
10 years.
Wow, that's quite a bit of time. And the whole time tattooing?
Yeah, I started out apprenticing very soon after. I was very lucky to get an apprenticeship pretty soon after coming here.
Right. And was it at the same shop you're at now, or is it a different one?
Now me and my friend Ruben has started our own shop 2 years ago, and both of us started in Mix Tattoo, which is on Vesterbro in an Istegade. So it's a lot of tattoo history, a lot of fun stories from before I started also, and the time I was there, a lot of crazy characters and stuff.
Is there anything that you can mention that we could air?
Yeah, well, one time there was like one of the typical drunks of Vesterbro wanted to get a swastika tattoo, so I told him I wouldn't do it, so he should go somewhere else to get it done. And on the way up the stairs, it's like a basement shop, I saw he was wearing the Wu-Tang jeans. A lot of stuff like that happened.
Yeah, just very much of a conflicting or paradox in a way.
Yeah,
of thinking.
It's like the ultimate Danish white trash. What do you call it? Stereotypical. Yeah.
Yeah, it's kind of a pity sometimes when we can't really talk about certain things in on the podcast for fear of people's safety and stuff like that. But it's usually for me like the podcast after the podcast is usually the nitty-gritty one. And tell me what your experiences was when you first started tattooing here, your apprenticeship days.
It was super great. Instagram didn't exist yet, so I didn't know anything about what to expect. I didn't know many like famous tattooers, anything like that. I just saw tattoos and really liked it and wanted tattoos. So it was none of that, like the expectations that I think many people have when they get into tattooing now. I didn't know if I was gonna make much money or anything. I just wanted to tattoo, and in the beginning I was, you know, the Boog Street Life book with the Chicano.
Oh, yeah.
I was just doing once a day one of those on people just to tattoo, and a lot of just did all the street shop stuff for a few years before I started doing a lot of traditional, and I'm really glad I had that part of the experience.
That's great. Now the work you're doing now is I really like it. I like the aesthetic of it, and we were talking earlier about the colors.
Thank you so much.
But do you find yourself in a position now where you're doing more of your own work, or are you still kind of doing a mix and match of like the typical walk-in stuff? And
I tried to do walk-ins, especially after we moved to our own shop, me and Ruben, 2 years ago. Then I want, if someone comes in the door, I want them to get tattooed or leave with a tattoo. But it's a big demand now for the traditional stuff I do, so I do mostly that, but I don't turn down other stuff if I got time and if I feel like I got the skills to pull it off.
Do you kind of limit yourself to a certain style? Like, are you doing some realistic type of work, or is that kind of where you draw the line? That's
one of the... I tried a few times. I work with Ruben, who is doing very, very, very good realistic tattoos, like black and grey. So I feel like there's no reason why I should try it when he can pull it off so well. But I tried it, and I never did it very well.
Well, it's good to know kind of, you know, where your limitations are as well. 'Cause
yeah, absolutely.
I mean, sometimes when people come in for me, I think like, maybe I could do it, but I don't want to be wrong, you know? So I might stick more so with doing something in more of my own comfort zone.
Yeah.
Because it's one thing to like push yourself, but you know, you can also push yourself into regret at the same time.
Yeah, I'd rather, if I were to do something like that, I would probably use a lot more time on preparation than other things that I'm more comfortable with. And then if someone else got the skills to do it without too much of a hassle, then it's sometimes the easier way.
Yeah.
But it's interesting to try to learn stuff, but yeah.
I like what you were saying earlier about doing whatever comes in and just being super happy to do it because you were tattooing. Yeah. I've been talking to some of my friends, and we kind of go back and forth of like trying to push what we want to do, and then, you know, sometimes we don't get what we want and we get upset about it. But I always like to kind of look back and remember, man, I was desperate to do whatever because I just wanted to be a tattooer and do whatever came in. For me lately, it's been like a constant reminder of, man, I get to tattoo, and you know, who cares if whoever's coming in wanting something that isn't what I want to do that particular day, because whatever my sentiments are.
Yeah, and it's also fun sometimes to try to push them in your direction of things, and and sometimes you succeed, and then often it turns out better than the original idea and stuff.
Right. Yeah, it's true. I've had many incidents where I was just like, all right, we'll do what you want to do, and then the combination of the two ideas would be something I couldn't come up with on my own anyways.
Yeah, that happens every once in a while for me also, that some customer has just this idea that I would never figure out myself, and I'm often not too happy about it, and then I sit down and try to draw it, and it just looks really good when you if you manage to make it work, and you learn something new.
Totally.
The longer you tattoo, sometimes also the more you get into your ways of doing every motive and stuff. So it's nice sometimes that people push you. I have one good friend that I also tattoo, and he's doing this every time I tattoo him.
Oh yeah, he pushes
so,
you.
Yeah. I always have to put extra hour or something for the conversation or something. But he's also, we ride motorcycles together and stuff, so we can talk about it on our spare time too. So definitely the most difficult customer I got, but it's one of my best friends also, so it goes hand in hand.
It's good. You can't be friends with pushovers. They have to challenge you. I like that you mentioned the motorcycles, because we're currently doing the podcast in your motorcycle garage.
Yeah. Not mine, but I share it with 20 people who shares the garage, where we have space and tools to wrench on bikes, and it's a veteran motorcycle club, so we have to have all the bikes have to be veteran motorcycles.
And what does that mean? Like a veteran of military, or?
No, it's a different word maybe in US, but it's over 35 years old bikes, and like now some bikes, they look very modern because they goes up 1 year every year. But I have the oldest one in the garage here, and that's from the 40s.
Oh wow!
So it's an English bike from the 40s, and it runs really well. I went on last weekend. I went down to like a bike meet where I don't know, hundreds of bikes. Oh, I don't know. I'm not so good at counting, but it was a lot of bikes, you know. And
a ton of bikes.
Yeah, and that was really fun. The garage that I'm part of was in the bar. Everybody had to pull their weight to make the thing happen. So I was in the bar, and I brought a secret trick. I brought some tiger balsam.
Yeah, the tiger balm. Yeah.
So you put that on your testicles before you go in the bar, and then you're just super, like the best bartender ever. You're just eager to help everybody out, and on your tippy toes the whole shift. So that's a little tip from me.
Yeah, I'm gonna try that.
Yeah.
But just for fun.
Yeah. Yeah, you can do it on each side of the bar.
And you said there's 20 guys here, and you guys work on bikes as well.
Yeah, some of us are mechanics. I'm not very good at it, but I learned a lot. I've been here for 4 years, and learned a lot about the bikes that I have. It's very good. I think also when I'm tattooing, I feel a lot of pressure that I should know my shit all the time. And when I'm out here working with something else, I don't have any of that pressure. Then it's like totally fine to don't have a clue what I'm doing. So it's very like stress reliever for me to let myself just be somewhere where I don't know what I'm doing.
And it must be nice not to have a deadline as well to like fix a bike.
Yeah, but we often have that because we go on trips and stuff, and then everybody's just like the night before, we're just wrenching the whole night to get some bike ready because something went wrong on the last minute. So sometimes it can be stressing, and there's a lot of because all the bikes are so old, there's a lot of times we have breakdowns during the trips also. But you get a very good community sense when something like that happens. Everybody helps out, and yeah, it's a good feeling.
That's really good. And so it's kind of like a co-op. You guys all rent a space together.
Yeah, we share like the rent in 20, and then some. Like yesterday we had a work day here where we where we put the place in shape and stuff. So it's a very social thing. Also have sometimes we have parties out here to make some money for new tools and stuff. So you should come once.
Yeah, you invite me, I'll be here.
Yeah,
that'd be fun. Now the equipment, like with the tools, it's all communal as well.
Yeah, or some of the like expensive stuff, like welding machines and stuff like that. And then we all have our workstations also with other tools.
Mm-hmm. You never brought in machine parts and try to weld some frames together?
I haven't tried to do that yet. It would be fun. Only thing I've done here is fixing a lot of power cords.
Okay.
I could do that in the shop also, but I always just bring it here when if a power cord breaks or something.
That's awesome. What about some of the other events with the bikes, like doing the bar and stuff like that? Are you raising money for the shop or any other causes?
Mostly just
self-indulgence.
Yeah. There is this thing here, but I think I think it was last year too. It's called the Distinguished Gentleman's Ride, where you raise money for cancer. I think maybe testicular cancer or something. I'm not sure, but I've been part of that, where the theme is that everybody dresses up very fancy and then have like a ride around town. And I think the first town who had it was, or at least somewhere in Australia, maybe Sydney or something, it started. I'm not sure. I've been a part of that once, but we haven't had something like that in our shop yet, but who knows.
I like the self-indulgent parties.
Yeah. Well, at least for this, we try to, get everything running here, so that also costs something.
Yeah, no, totally. That's great. And you've been involved with bikes for a while?
5 years ago I bought my first, so it's not too long, but I'm very glad I got into this. It's a very relaxing hobby, yeah. I think.
Now I'm assuming probably good to get to meet people here in Denmark as well.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because since we've moved here, it's been a little bit tough to meet people outside of tattooing.
Yeah,
we have a lot of friends in tattooing, but that extra step into like the Danish lifestyle was a bit different. We really have to kind of push our way into.
But you do jiu-jitsu?
Yeah, I've been so lazy.
Okay.
And I have met some people. I went to 2 different gyms, but I'm so lazy now.
All right.
Lately, I just want to sit on my butt and tattoo, and then talk to people.
Start riding a motorcycle.
Yeah.
It's also very good because you meet other people that are not tattooers, but most of people that are riding motorcycles, they want to get tattooed.
True. Yeah. I see your angle now.
Yeah.
You come in, act like, oh yeah, I do this thing, and I guess I can help you with this tattoo.
Yeah.
And so you started, it's Death or Glory Tattoo?
Yeah, with me and Ruben started it together with a lot of help and support from our old boss from the Mixed Tattoo, the shop we both came from. So it was very helpful with starting us up and stuff. It's not one of those stories about someone just leaving the shop, which is probably mostly the case, but it was a very good start for us.
And how many artists in total you guys have?
Now it's Niklas started recently, and Ruben has an apprentice called Evelyn, and that's the
core group of guys.
And then we have a lot of guests in and out, and I like that because we have space for 5 artists, and I like that one of the workstations is open for guests, so that you get different impulses and different tattooers all the time.
Yeah, I think that's super important.
Yeah.
And that's one of the things I like about working at Royal Tattoo is we have so many people come in internationally.
Very good ones.
Yeah, very good ones. And there's one thing when you meet an artist, say at a convention, but then when you have an opportunity to work beside them, there's a different bond that you have. You're not just some other person. You you've done tattoos next to each other. But that little thing I've noticed even in myself doing guest spots is that everybody kind of looks at you strange until you do the first tattoo in their shop, and then they open up.
Yeah.
And I think it's the same thing. It's like even though you say you do tattoos, once they see you do a tattoo, then they're like, okay, now you're
He's
you're
not lying.
I trust you.
He actually does tattoos. I think also once I started going to other shops and guesting, a lot happened with my own work, because I was in the same shop, just working there and getting the same impulses, and then after a while I felt confident enough to get out and work in some other shops in other countries, and I felt like just so much happened when I started doing that. Everything just changed, and also with your confidence and everything.
Totally.
Yeah.
Now, did you find that the things that improved or changed were the style that you're working in, or more technical aspects?
More technical things, pick up something here and something there. I was always interested in doing traditional tattoos, although they didn't look like traditional tattoos in the beginning. I just tried to make it look like it, but yeah, very funny to look back at old drawings and stuff, and some weird kind of new school take on traditional, or I don't know what I was doing, but
No, I understand. I was just looking at my old portfolio a couple days ago, and I was like, why did I make that decision? I mean, they're all technically okay, but I think stylistically I'm like, I would not do the same way now.
But that's a good thing also, that you don't get stuck in just doing the same thing. I think also when I go guesting at shops where there are very talented artists, like Blue Arms in Oslo and stuff, and I feel like I'm the poorest artist there, it makes me very happy, because I feel like there's so much more to achieve. It's not over yet. I have a lot to learn, and not over.
Yeah, that's good.
So I like feeling like the underdog more, because then you feel like you have something to fight for.
And I think it also keeps you more open as well, because if you feel like you can't learn something from somebody else, then you're not going to be looking or investigating what other people are doing, and you kind of lose out on opportunities to grow.
Maybe you could actually learn something if you looked at the people you thought you were better than.
Yeah. No, and I think that's a good thing to always pay attention to, and stay open. You're always going to improve with that mindset. For me as an artist, that's definitely the direction I would prefer to go into, is being open and not necessarily feeling less than, like definitely somebody along in the ride. But tell me anything in the future you have planned as far as like the shop goes, or any other places that you're going to be working in the future?
I have no guest spots planned or conventions right now, actually. I'm getting married this summer. I'm gonna go on a car holiday with my girlfriend in Norway. See some of that spectacular landscapes of the motherland. Beautiful.
Is she Norwegian as well?
Yeah. I known her since we were 18.
Wow.
And here we're from the same little shitty city. Now we're 31, both of us. So
yeah, congratulations.
Haven't been together all that time, but now we're probably gonna be together for a while.
Yeah. Wonderful. We can wrap it up if you want, if you have anything else to share.
Not from the top of my head.
No. Yeah, why don't you tell us the name of the shop, and how to get a hold of you on any websites or Instagram that you have?
Yeah, the shop is called Death or Glory. It's located in Copenhagen, and my Instagram is Siggy Starfish Tattoo. I made the name before I knew how Instagram worked, so it's kind of a stupid name, but and very hard to find and shit. But I thought it was just an app to put filters on.
Sure.
And then I realized, okay, some people are actually gonna,
Yeah. And
So
it's Siggy, not Ziggy, with a
Siggy and then starfish, like the stupid tattoo.
But we'll link you to our Instagram as well and post some of your work.
Cool.
It's been a pleasure. I'm so happy again that you agreed to do this and inviting us to this garage. It's really cool to see, and I want to take a look around if that's fine.
Yeah. I'll let you try my motorcycle if you like.
Yeah? I'll try not to crash it.
Thank you for having me on your podcast.
Awesome. So let's keep in touch, and, we'll wrap it up here.
Cool.
All right, man. Thanks. Oh, I got the dog behind me. How do I want